Welcome everyone to a new IoT tutorial, and in this tutorial I am going to discuss fire alarm system using Arduino Uno with SMS alerts. And for SMS alerts we are using the SIM900 GSM module, and this is a Arduino based project in which we are using various sensors, which includes the MQ2 smoke sensor, the flame sensor, buzzer, and the LEDs and the LCD display as well. I will discuss the following in this session. In the first part, we'll show you the demo of this project, and in next part going to show you the requirements, that what are the required components and the softwares needed. And in the third part, I will show you the circuit diagram, that how I created and how you will assemble all your parts to create this project. In the fourth part you will see the project and architecture, that how this action is the SMS alert system is working and the fire detection is working in this project. And at last we are going to see the Arduino code which I have written for this project. So you can see here the whole system, which is basically, here is a GSM module, this is the LCD display, this is the flame sensor right above, and there are two LEDs right here. Green LED which is right now turned on, which means that there is no fire detected right away, and the fire detection is carried by two sensors like flame sensors and smoke sensor. We can detect fire by any of these two sensors. And what is the response of fire? Basically we are going to buzzer, this alarm will trigger on as a response, and a SMS alert is also generated. You can see the same right here. This is the mobile screen of my this is the mobile screen basically, and we can see that the current time is 10:53, and I haven't received any message till now. So let me trigger this fire system, and let's see how this system is working. You can also see in the smoke, in the LCD display, the smoke value is showing 171, and in the fire it is low. So basically I am using the this flame sensor, which is a digital sensor, which will give us value high or low. We don't get any analog value from the flame sensor, that's why it's written low just after fire, and after smoke it is written the values. So the threshold value for detection of smoke is 200. So it is currently 160. You can see here 171, 174. So let's first trigger the fire, then I will show you the smoke. So let me trigger the fire by lighting up a matchstick. Okay. You can hear that fire high, and let me show you this. For now it is 10:54, and we have received one message, second message. There are two messages basically received. This is on my first sim and this is on my second sim. There basically I have written an Arduino sketch. Basically this is the Arduino sketch, and I am sending two SMSs, like on two mobile phone. So currently flame state again became 0, and when I triggered it, it became 1 basically, and which shows high on this screen. Currently it is low again, and the smoke value is 158. Okay, so that is how the smoke is this fire is working. And if you have seen the SMS, like alert type is given here, fire high, basically it means that this is triggered using the flame sensor. Okay, so in the second part, let's show some smoke to this sensor, to our sensor. Let me first go to this demo, the circuit, and you can see that I will like increase the smoke. Yeah, you can see the value 215, smoke high. Let me remove it, and you can also see the same, smoke high, fire low. Perfect. We have to wait. Okay, perfect. So it is 10:56. I have received another two messages, alert type smoke high, alert type smoke high. Basically this alert is generated using the smoke sensor. So this is how this system is working for this project. and we will going to discuss each and every part of this project. The requirement of this project includes a Arduino Uno board, a flame sensor, a MQ2 gas sensor, a buzzer, and red and green LEDs. You also need that. The sixth requirement is a GSM module, which will help us in triggering this fire alarm system, SMS, basically SMS trigger. And at last we will also need a LCD display which will show all these data like the smoke current, smoke value, analog value of smoke sensor, and the fire value, basically fire state, like it is high or low, the state of this fire flame sensor. So these are 7 sensors which is needed in this project, and let me show you few points of these sensors, like starting from this flame sensor. It is a digital sensor. Basically we will get value in high or low. You can see here that I have used this 3-pin flame sensor, in which first pin is basically the VCC, one pin is ground, and last pin is D0, which is the digital pin. Okay, so this is how the flame sensor is working. Apart from that, we have also the flame sensor, 4-pin flame sensor, in which we can also get analog value, and this will be more useful in this project because it will be more accurate if we get some analog data for this flame sensor. Talking about this MQ2 gas sensor, it is a 4-pin sensor in which one pin is VCC, second is ground. Basically from VCC we will supply 5 volt to turn on the sensor. Same for flame, that we have to provide VCC 5 ground to ground, and there are 2 more pins, like one is for digital. If we need digital output, like if we want to know in high or low, like if it detects the gas, it will show us high or low, then we will use D0. But in this case, in my project right here, you can see that I basically use the analog pin of this sensor. You can get the reference from this lastminuteengineers.com. you can see that this 4-pin sensor, we have also the sensitivity adjustment, which you can do using this potentiometer, basically inbuilt here. You can lose or screw it to adjust the sensitivity. And as I already told that it has analog pin and digital pin, so I have used analog pin, which will give a more accurate reading. Basically we will define our reading with our Arduino sketch, that if this value comes down to a threshold, this constant value, we can trigger this fire alarm system basically. So talking about the buzzer is a normal buzzer you can purchase from the market. Red and green LEDs are also very easily available. And SIM 900, let me discuss this SIM 900 GSM module. So after you buy this product, you have to insert your 4G, 3G or 2G SIM. Basically it is, you can see that it is a 2G slot right here. Like you have to buy adapter if you have a 4G SIM. So you can also see the same documentation of SIM 900 on this website, that for this board, for this SIM 900 board, we need to supply 12 volt, and we can supply it from this DC jack right here. We can easily supply the current 12 volt supply here, and we have to use this serial pins. Basically it will give us we can send data using the serial port of Arduino. We can use the RxTX of Arduino, but we can also use another pins, but we need to use a library which is very important right here, that we have to use software serial.h if we don't want to use RxTX of Arduino. So this is the case, like we have to use these 3 pins here. I will discuss this part more clearly when I discuss the circuit diagram for this project. And apart from it, we have LED status indicator, which is very important for this module. Basically when you insert your SIM, it will blink very fastly, like the delay between the blink is like 1 second or less. but after it is connected to a network, your network, basically if you have a Airtel network or a Jio network, if when it is connected to that network, it will start blinking very slowly. You can also see the same on my setup. Like, let me show you my setup here. You can see that that blink, yeah, green, this green LED is blinking very slowly, approximately 3 seconds of gap, 3 seconds of delay. Basically that means that it is connected to my network. And apart from that, we have these few more things you can easily use for this GSM module, but in my case I am just using this module for sending the SMS, and this is basically, this will send SMS using the serial commands. Perfect. And we are not sending serial commands from this serial monitor. Basically this serial monitor, we are basically sending it using a library software serial. Perfect. So that's it for GSM module. Let's move to LCD display. So this LCD display, we are not using that large amount of pins in this display. Basically we are using I2C interface with this LCD display. Basically using only 4 pins, we are controlling these this LCD display. For GC, the first pin is the VCC, which needs 5 volt. The second is ground, and rest 2 pins are SCL and SDA, basically the clock pin and the data pin, which you can read the documentation for I2C, that how it is working, and you can easily understand that. I will discuss the coding for I2C LCD display in the second part. So you can see the circuit diagram of how you can hook this LCD display with your Arduino. It is very simple. You have to use the 5 volt supply to give the power, and the ground to ground, and the rest to SCL and SDA are connected to the basically it is connected to your like I have used A4 and A5. A4 and A5 you can use for SCL and SDA, and these are fixed. Like, I can't see that thing here, but you have to use A4 and A5 for your LCD display. So talking about the circuit diagram for this project, let me move to full screen. You can see the flasher LEDs for this in this circuit diagram, but we haven't used the flasher LEDs for this project. We have used the status LEDs, basically red status LED, which shows that this is the flame, this system detects the fire using flame sensor, either flame sensor or smoke sensor. And the green LED status, initially it is in green state, which means that there is no fire. So you can let me explain everything here, that this LCD display, we are using this we have to zoom more here. Okay, perfect. Now we can see easily that A4 is connected to pin SDA of this LCD display, and A5 is connected to SCL. And this smoke sensor, we use one data pin, like analog pin. I haven't used the D0 pin, I have used the A0 pin of smoke sensor, and it is connected to A0 pin of Arduino Uno. Perfect. And for SIM900 GSM module, we have used the RX and TX. RX is connected to pin number 10, and TX is connected to pin number 9. Perfect. And ground is connected because we know that for a circuit, for a whole circuit, we have to make all the grounds common. So for talking about the buzzer, it is directly connected to pin number 5, and ground is connected to any of the ground, you can see here. And the flame sensor, we use D0. Since I don't have this one, this red flame sensor which have 4 pins, I have the 3-pin flame sensor. That's why I have used the D0 pin, which is available. A0 is not available for my case. So D0 is connected to pin 6, and ground is connected to the ground, and the plus, which is VCC, is connected to the 5 volt. You can see here 5 volt of Arduino Uno. So this is it. And the flasher LEDs, we haven't used the flasher LEDs in this project, but this project is basically from one of my another project, so we can ignore this part. We can ignore flasher LEDs from this circuit diagram. Let's see the architecture, then we can discuss the code for this project. So how the detection section is working here is that after detection of the flame, which can be detected either by this flame sensor or the smoke sensor, and after that Arduino Uno, initially the green LED turned to red, the green LED turned off and the red LED turned on. As action, buzzer also start buzzing. The fire detected displayed on the LCD display like fire high or smoke high according to the source. Basically, if we have detected this fire using this smoke sensor, the smoke is high. If it is detected using this sensor, this flame sensor, we can see fire high or low accordingly. And for this sensor, for this GSM module, we are using also as action, as a result, we are also going to send messages, basically messages to two mobile numbers. Basically, that's one more important thing which you will learn in this tutorial. So we are going to use in our Arduino sketch two mobile numbers, and how we are going to send that, you can see that in the next section, in which where I will discuss the project code. So that's the architecture for this project. Let me directly jump to our code section. So as I have already discussed that software serial is used for reading this GSM module RxTX pin. We are giving commands, the serial commands to using this library. So wire.h and liquid-crystal.h are helpful in controlling the LCD display. And we have few pins defined here, like red is 3, green is 4. These two are the status LED. Buzzer is on pin 13, flame is on pin 6, flame sensor, buzzer, and smoke and flasher 1, flasher 2. Okay, we can ignore these two things because we haven't used flashers in this project. These are the flasher LEDs. Basically, when the fire is detected, it will turn on and turn off at a very short period of time, basically. And we have also the flash rate, and we can also ignore that. The thresh is 200 right now. We will discuss this thresh variable in the further part. Status is currently true. Alert message is a string which is defined here, mob1 and mob2. You can see the first mobile number right here, and this is the second mobile number. And these two mobile numbers, as you have already seen in the demo, that we got two messages, first on this number, then second on this number. So our code starts from the setup method, in which we have defined the pins as output or input according to their usage. So red and green are the status LEDs, and they are act as a output, and these two are input. Basically, the smoke sensor and flame sensor are act as input. And we have initialized the LCD display library like this, and after that we have used the serial, basically this library software serial. And as we have already created an object of my serial, software serial, and Rx on pin 9 and TX on pin 10. You can also see the same on the circuit diagram for this project. So accordingly, we have used this object my serial of class software serial on Rx on pin 9, TX on pin 10, and we have initialized this library here, and initialize this class basically. And after that we have initialized the serial.begin 9600 at the rate of baud rate is 9600. So which means that you have to select like the baud rate after the code upload. You have to select this baud rate to be 9600 due to this line of code. So there is a small delay right here, 100 millisecond of delay. And we have also we can also see a siren function, but we haven't used this siren in our project. But I will give you a small demo that how this buzzer will sound like a siren actually. So you can also integrate that. I will share a small glimpse of that. So talking about after the setup method, we will basically, this code will execute loop method regularly. So first we can see that this line of code is written which says gas value and is flame state. So gas value is basically reading analog read of smoke pin. Smoke, we are basically analog, this is analog sensor and we are reading it using this function analog read. And string method is basically used for typecasting here. So that we can concatenate this string with another part. This basically returned a number and we have converted it to string. And for the flame sensor, the value is basically the opposite, basically the negation of the digital read of flame. So after reading this flame sensor, which we have discussed, we don't get the actual result, we get the result in opposite manner. Like if we get the value as high, which means that there is no flame detected, and if we get the value as low, which means that flame is detected. That's why I have used this exclamation mark here. Okay, and the string is here typecasting also. And now this if condition says that if digital pin is of flame is low, which means that if fire is detected from the flame sensor, or this or analog read greater than threshold value. So what is threshold value? I want to discuss this now, that when it value became greater than 200, so you have to calibrate your MQ2 sensor threshold value on your own basically. So you have to check what is the value when there is no flame, and you will check when there is flame. Both you will compare both values and set your threshold value accordingly. Like in my case it is 200. As I bring flame to this smoke sensor, it will start the reading becoming greater than 200. That's why I have put the minimum reading here 200, and the value the rest value here is for my flame sensor, for my smoke sensor is basically 170, 180, 190 around. So you have to set a value vary accordingly. This is basically a small calibration you need to do by yourself. So in this, if we have written few line of codes, like we can ignore this thing because we haven't used this in our project. Digital read red high. So if it is the condition, like if the fire is detected by any of these condition, like if it is by flame or by smoke, we will turn on the red light, red LED, red status LED. We will turn on the buzzer to high, which means that buzzer will become high. It will start buzzing, and after that we will also going to make the green light as low. This is the things we are doing right here. And so we are like for displaying LCD display, we are using these two sets of code. In this if condition, if the flame is detected using this flame sensor, so in this if condition we are putting one more if condition, so that we can show this correct statement. You can see here that it is smoke this and fire low. We can show that correctly when flame is detected using this flame sensor, fire is detected using flame sensor. So the alert message is fire high. You can we have stored this message in this variable, and we have also shown the same on the second line 40. Like on x-axis we will go 4 steps, and on y-axis we will go 0 steps. So you can see this line of code will execute, and alert message fire high will be on second line basically. We can also see the same, that second line fire low or fire high will display, and in the first line, this is the y-axis which is 0 and 1. We will show this smoke and this value analog read, the reading of the smoke sensor. And if it is if the fire is detected by the smoke, we are also using this LCD write function to show the same, like smoke high on the first line. Like we have two lines here, first line and this is the second line, and we have y-axis. This is first one is the x-axis, first argument, the second argument is the y-axis. So x-axis we are showing smoke high for first y-axis line, and the second y-axis line we are showing the fire value, which is deduced using this small code. So here we are doing a small thing like reading the flame sensor, which gives us either high or low, since it is a digital sensor, and if it is low we will showing that value will be high basically. So after that we are having one more if statement, and this is very important if statement that will restrict, because if the fire is detected, then we don't want to send message, the SMS message in every loop. Like if fire is detected, we don't want a message bombarding on our mobile phones. For preventing from that, we are basically using a status variable, which I have already defined as status as true. And you can see that after in the first loop it will executed, and and the status became false, which means that in the second this loop will executed once again, like it will executed once again, and it will not go inside this part. These line of code will be not executed second time or third time. So it will be executed only one time after this detection of fire, which you can see the same comment here, which says that run one time only when detects the fire after that fire detection, basically fire detection here. So that is how it is working. An alert message we have stored in this variable, that how the fire is detected, either from flame or smoke. The same message will be sent to our mobile number, which I have already discussed in the demo part. So right now we can see that this send message method is called with this message, which is alert type. This method, maybe let's assume that it is smoke high, alert type smoke high in this first argument, and mobile number, which we have defined in the starting of this sketch, as a second argument. So where is this method is defined? So let's see that method. So here is this method, and we are using this software serial library. We have using this object of that class to basically executing some serial commands, like it basically simple AT commands. We are sending simple AT command using this library, and using these AT commands we are sending SMS messages using this GSM module. And after this we can ignore these two lines, this flasher line, since we are not using flasher in this project. So these lines of code are helpful in sending the SMS message from GSM module. These are simple AT commands. You can read this AT commands in the I will share the link of this thing. You can read all the AT commands which are used for sending messages, receiving calls, sending calls, or accepting the SMS. Like all these things are executed using these AT commands, like AT handshake with SIM 900, AT plus CSQ signal quality test, read SIM information. These are the AT commands you can execute very easily. And after that we are also check that if the fire is not detected, if this condition is not true, we will execute this else statement regularly in this loop part. So in the else statement we are basically showing the smoke value and fire state. Smoke is having the analog value and fire is having the state. And apart from that we can again ignore these two line of code. And red is low. Basically we are turning down the red LED, red status LED, also turning down the buzzer, and also we are making the green status LED to turn on, which is high signal. So there is a delay of 500 millisecond and LCD dot clear. So this is very important for displaying these values in a regular interval or with a refresh rate. This is the refresh rate for this value. Now we are done with our coding part and everything seems to be working fine. So that's all for this video. You can find the circuit diagram and code in the description. Please like, share and subscribe for more videos like this. Or if you have any idea, join us to collaborate, or if you want to develop any IoT based project, please contact us. Thank you.